it is your nonverbal that speaks louder than anything you do. And that's how important it is. One of my favorite quotes is from Emerson. It goes like this: I cannot hear what you are saying because who you are being is getting in the way. A couple things I want to do. I'm going to give you a crash course really quickly on nonverbal communication. Okay, so in reading nonverbal communication, I'm going to give you the 3 C's. There are 4 C's. And there's some other juicy stuff that you can learn in the quest. Okay? All right. So in reading nonverbal communication, everybody say baseline and write it down. Baseline. Baseline is in body language and things that you'll hear with FBI, CIA, it's a person's norm. It's their norm. Now, the first C is reading body languages in cluster. So reading movements in cluster. So I got up on the stage, wonderful introduction. What if I did my entire presentation just like this? Oh, Mind Valley University, I'm so excited to be here. This is gonna be fun. Oh, you guys are just wonderful. We're gonna have a good time. Woo, okay? See, so what happens is the words are saying one thing, the tone is saying something else, but the body language is giving it off. If I don't say a word at all, I'm going like this, right? But it's one movement. The reason why you're thinking she's closed off is because I'm closing off a power zone. Everybody say power zone. So here are your power zones. So I'm teaching in a moment here. Everybody touch this little area here, this little dip. This dip in the throat area, it's called the suprasternal notch. We have a tendency to stroke or touch the suprasternal notch when we are nervous, under stress a little bit. Women do it often if men are wearing suits and the tie, and it gets a little tight here, they'll start unloosening it right there. But women will do that. So example, when working with a law firm, I was to interview certain witnesses, if you will, or suspects, if you will. So let's just say I go to Miss Jones' house and just having a conversation. Look at my palms. I'm going to talk to you about that later. So I'm saying, Miss Jones, watch me, eyes wide open. Miss Jones, where was your son or daughter, Kevin, on February the 12th? At 2 o'clock in the afternoon. See, I'm doing that to be surprised at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. What if I went to her, Miss Jones, where was your son or daughter on February 12th? Look at that, confrontation automatically. So if she says, I haven't seen my son Kevin in a long time, I'm taking away the words, I'm looking at the nonverbal, because anytime I see self-touch gestures, those are pacifying gestures. When we begin to pacify, to regulate the body, to get us back in harmony, and to calm ourselves down. Women in the room, do not do presentations like this. So you see that self-hug? The higher the hold, the higher the stress and anxiety. Do not do that. You're giving away your power, all right? So you want to know a person's baseline. How do you find out a person's baseline? You're going to practice while you're here. You meet them, you build a rapport, you connect with them. The purpose of that, so that they are comfortable and that they are relaxed. You'll begin to see it in their shoulders. Like, wow, so where are you from? The shoulders will begin to be relaxed and the power zones will be open. So here's the throat area is a power zone, the suprasternal notch. The heart area, everybody touch the heart area. Belly button, and there's another very, very powerful area, and you got to use it respectfully and with integrity, is the reproductive area, okay? And that's for another show, another time. So now, if my arms were folded like this, you may prejudge thinking, oh, she's closed off. But what if you missed if I did this? Whew. Right, so that's a second movement. Then next thing you know, what if my niece brings me a scarf to put around my neck? Oh my gosh, she was cold. But what if you walked out that door on the first movement? How many times have we gotten judged on a first movement? A man was on a bus with his kids. Gets on the bus, the public bus, taking his kids to school, and the kids were just running around on the bus, and he was just like this. He had just got off the phone, and he was sitting down like this, and the passengers are thinking, your kids are running away. What are you doing? What are you doing? And why don't you take care of your kids? His body language was like this. He just got off the phone and found out that his wife had committed suicide. But what happens, the people on the bus was judging him on the first movement. So in reading body language, you must read them in more than one movement. Very important, all right? The second C is congruency. And what congruency means, make sure, okay? And what that simply means is that your words, the tonality, and the nonverbal. And here's a little soundbite for you. If the words and the tone and the nonverbal, if all three, words, tone, nonverbal, if all three don't agree, there's a disconnect between you and me. Yes, I love you. I think we can make it happen, yeah. Yeah, no, I don't really want you just for your money, no. Okay? If all three don't agree, right? And the third C is context. So the weather is nice outside, but what happens? What would happen if I stepped up on the stage in a full length fur coat, be it real fur or faux fur, okay? And I stepped on here and just decked down, it's out of context. The weather doesn't call for that. So you're looking at that like, what's up with that? What would have happened if I've taken a 20-hour flight somewhere and no check-in baggage? Someone comes at the airport, no check-in baggage, no carry-on baggage. It's a sign it's out of context. So you want to look for the context of what the body language movement is in. So it has to be right context. So those are your 3 C's. Is that good? Okay. Does anybody even care about the 4th C? I'm not feeling it. Okay, Do you all want the 4th C over here? Do you all want the 4th C here? Do you all want the 4th C? Do you all want the 4th C? All right, the 4th C is culture. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. You want to fit in, not necessarily stand out. You could be doing movements and gestures that could be very offensive. In the United States, and some of you because you're different parts of the world, but in the United States, we do and you do them around the world. It's called emblems, E-M-B-L-E-M-S, like an emblem. And an emblem is using your hands and doing gestures. In the United States, what does this mean? Okay, for some of you, different parts of the world, does it mean something else? Something quite obscene, okay? Check this out. This is number 1. This is peace in the United States. If I was in some parts of the United Kingdom, and I'm sharing something that's confidential with you, keep it between us. If I do the same gesture in Italy, it could mean you're in trouble. So you have to understand, sometimes the movements that we do can offend other people if you're not clear about them. In the United States, eye contact in business is important anywhere from 72 to 85% of the time. Because in the United States, if I'm not looking at you, you're not looking at me, they begin to think that you're a little shady. But if I was in Japan, direct eye contact can be deemed disrespectful. Quite often, they look at the suprasternal notch. You are an energized crowd. Other cultures may not go woo-woo because they may spend the time on listening. So respect and honor different cultures. Make sense? Okay, so now, everybody raise the right hand. I'm going to pretend like I'm working on jury selection here. Going to get you ready here. Okay? You promise to be I promise to be my best. Give 100% and nothing less. Keep your hand up. Keep your hand up. So I'm looking at hands. So when I'm working with law firms or jury selection, and I talk to the prospective jurors, and I says, you're going to be sworn in, and this is what we do, blah, blah, blah. So I get to know their baseline, and I'm building rapport because I want them comfortable. And here through my little test here, here's what I notice. When someone, you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and the hand goes back like this, they'll lie like a rug. Promise to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth. You ever see somebody's hand goes up like this? Now, without any disabilities or arthritis, I promise to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. They'll bend the truth. Okay, promise to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth. You ever see somebody's hands go up like this? I promise to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. They'll tell it all. They'll tell everything. They'll tell your secrets, your secrets, your secrets. They'll even tell Victoria's secrets. They'll tell it all. Here's what's important I want you to remember. Time is of essence. It was June the 4th And I was a radio personality, morning drive personality. And I can remember as if it was yesterday. It was June the 4th. I just got off the air. This is your radio hostess with the mostest, Planchanal Deculator. Just got off the air. June the 4th, 1996. I was scheduled for outpatient surgery at 11 o'clock. I had a speaking engagement for U.S. Customs the next day. I think it was Mother Teresa that said, the best way to make God laugh is to make plans. So I'm going into the hospital for outpatient surgery. Something happened. Something happened that I end up being in a coma for 7 days. And my heart stopped for 60 seconds. I'm a woman of faith, and my faith community, they had prayer vigils around the clock. They were telling my family to prepare for the worst. But I want you to know, whatever it is, your spirit, your core, I know that there was something bigger than me that said, not yet. Not yet. Because your work is not finished. Your purpose is not done. Even if you're working for corporate America, your job is what you are paid for. But family, your purpose is what you are made for. And I want to leave you with this. There are 31,536,000 seconds in a year. You've only got a minute, 60 seconds in it, forced upon you. You didn't seek it. You didn't choose it. You are hurt if you lose it, accountable if you abuse it. It's only a tiny little minute. The rest of your future is in it. It's not what you say that will be remembered. It's what you do and the way you do it and how you transform lives. Help people go from becoming a human being to a human becoming that's in it. I thank you so much for your time.